Hi everyone, thank you for clicking on this video. Originally this is supposed to be the grind to the #1 ranked Kazuya series. Seeing as people are cheesing on the Tekken 8 leaderboard, I kinda don't give a shit about that anymore, and I'd rather do the grind to God of Destruction with Kazuya. As we go through this, I'll be analyzing my matches, I'll be explaining my game plan and my thought process behind some things, as well as some live commentary for some of the games that we have. So if that sounds like your thing, and you want to join me on the path to improve, then sit back, relax, and get ready for the next battle.
俺が支配する新たな世界では力によって全ての序列が決まる
So to start things off, I do choose to fight the AI opponent to see where I would place. I never really played Tekken 7 ranked, so going online and ranked for me was a new experience in Tekken. So to get an accurate measure of where we are, which we're not very good at this moment, we're going to start off in First Dan, which is just the first rank you get when you rank up. On day 1 with Kazuya, I really don't have a set game plan, which is not a great thing to go into ranked with. What does help me though, what gives me an edge, is that I have been grinding this game with my two friends, Nick and Eric, since the demo came out, so I'm not going into this with no knowledge. I have gotten semi-familiar with Kazuya's move list as of this point. I know what I want to do. What I thought at the time was the right thing to do was to try and mix up for hell sweeps, and to just try and play footsies and neutral. Just take elements from other fighting games I've played and mix them in. And our first ranked opponent here is actually going to be a Hwoarang player. This is a matchup that you'll see is going to haunt me. So here during this match, I'm not actually super familiar with Hwoarang strings. It was kind of just lucky that I hit the back 4 and I got this combo off that I ended up dropping. Hwoarang has some scary offense in this game, and there's one string on day 2 in particular that you'll see that makes me very scared. Also, I had a nice perfect there. I was very proud of myself for that. So we're entering round 2 here, and now I'm just trying to pretty much knowledge check the Hwoarang player with my back 1/1+2. Here I actually hit my bread and butter combo. I get the wall carry. I'm just late on the follow-up for it. Here he has me on the wall. I'm just trying to play neutral. I'm throwing out too many buttons though, and it's causing me to take damage when he's interrupting my attack timing. And this is just an unfortunate rage art. It was a good call by the Hwoarang. You'll see here I'm a little unfamiliar with Hwoarang's mix-up game, and I take an unfortunate low, which ends the round. What I'm noticing the most in this Hwoarang match is that I'm dropping a lot of easy combos. Like here, I'm just late on my down forward 3. And it seems to be really putting me back, so that's something I'm definitely going to have to lab and work on, is my attack timings, my interruptions, and how to deal with wall pressure. Luckily here, I throw out a Lion's Fury. I was very lucky that it hit. If not, I would have just got blown up for damage. And that's another thing that I need to learn here, is just don't press buttons when you're against the wall. Alright, so now we're in round 5. It's 2-2, it's set. I use heat to get him off me for a second. I wait for the attack timing on the wake up, and then I can use my heat move. I try to knowledge check him with laser, which doesn't work. I interrupt his attack timing with the flying 3, and then I do a hell sweep. I'm pretty much just trying to knowledge check him, and I remember last time, when he gets rage art, he just wants to use it immediately, so I block, grab, I try to go for my down 1+2, which doesn't work, and then I end up sealing the round and winning the set with normal 1+2. So my biggest takeaways from the Hwoarang matchup is that I'm going to have to familiarize myself with his strings and how to block them, and as an overall bigger gameplay thing, I'm going to have to work on my bread and butter combos and how to handle wall pressure. As you can see, we go for a run back, and I end up taking this set 3-0 pretty cleanly. I ended up adapting to a lot of what he was doing, and I now learned that you can grab Hwoarang out of some strings, which is really nice to know. Sidestepping and ducking some of his high kicks also seems to be a weakness for this character, and I can hit him with my forward 2, which leaves him open to a free combo. And with this win, we get to promote to 2nd Dan. Next opponent here, we have Victor Chevalier. I get lucky with an opening Electric Wind Godfist, but I fail to follow up on it. Here, I'm figuring out with my time playing Victor that you can grab him out of certain strings, but I seem to forget this halfway through the first round, and I start going for just neutral 4, which is not a good move to throw out. Here, I'm just trying to play to my strengths. I'm trying to interrupt his attack timing. I'm going for too many hard-hitting and slow moves. That's something I need to work on, and something that I will work on during day 2. Right now, he kind of has me just taking chip damage. He's just getting free hits on me because I'm being dumb. I'll at least give myself this. I was able to hold up to his wall pressure better than Hwoarang's. I grab him, able to hit him with a low and seal the round. There's not much to remark on when it comes to the second and third round. One round I pressed too many buttons and I won. The other round I pressed too many buttons and I lose. And here again, I find myself pressing too many buttons. This is just watching it back. At least now I'm trying to mix up my grabs. I get a little too greedy going for my down two. I'm trying to cancel it. I get him thrown against the wall. I pop heat. I go for my heat combo because I want him to be against the wall. As Kazuya, that is where your strength is. I hit him with that super damaging string and take the round. Me and the victor run another set, and there's honestly not that much to talk about here. I have the same problems that I was having in this round and this set. I don't know what I did. I just kind of locked in, and I did pretty good. So I'm starting to learn more about Kazuya. I'm starting to learn more about Victor and how to game plan against him, and that's just part of it. And with that, we're going to promote to fighter, and that's going to end day 1. Now after day 1, I felt decent about my Kazuya, but not super confident in the matchups. Again, I would just grind this game with Nick and Eric. I'd go over their house and we would just sit down and play. I've been struggling a lot versus the Jin matchup. The Kazuya Ditto, I think I've got a decent grasp of. The King matchup, I also seem to know pretty well. So those characters, for the moment, where we are at, does not worry me. So characters that are really worrying me a lot right now within the matchups are going to be Victor, Jin, Devil Jin, Hwoarang, and Yoshimitsu. All these characters are matchups I'm not super familiar with, minus Jin. I just have a really hard time beating out Jin's down 2. That move is crazy. That's definitely going to be something in the future we have to lab against. But for right now, I think I really want to focus my efforts on Hwoarang. I keep running into him in ranked, and I'm not going to be able to escape him. That's just going to be a matchup we have to lab in the future. Day 2 of the grind. I hop into practice, and I start getting more familiar with Kazuya's strings, and strings that I can use to mix opponents. One of my new favorite tactics has become using my jabs, and mixing it up with Slaughter Hook and Twin Pistons, as well as using down 1+2 to cancel out and then go for Lion's Fury. Something I've been getting better at naturally that I've kind of just autopiloting is being able to carry people across the stage to the corner, and then once they get to the corner, I know what combos I want to do. I know what situation I want to put them in. For Kazuya, what I want to do is I want to use down forward 3-4-2-1. That's going to do crazy damage. It's going to do insane chip damage for using heat. I believe it also wall splats. I will double tap that, but I'm fairly certain that's what it does. So going forward, I try and use those moves more. I also take advantage at lower ranks. Not many people know that you can duck or sidestep Kazuya's laser. There's certain cases where you can also block it. But if you hit a button and that laser hits you, you're going to take massive damage. So my strategy went from basically nothing, trying just to use the fastest moves and spacing and footsies, to I'm going to use jab, I'm going to abuse the mix-ups, the mix-up tools that Kazuya has to try and get an advantage over my opponent, and that's the way that I'm going to be playing going forward. I feel like this is the correct way to play Kazuya. Day 2, and our first opponent is going to be a Hwoarang. I'm not going to lie or sugarcoat it. I get destroyed in this match. I think for me, what it generally boils down to is a lack of familiarity with Hwoarang strings and how to duck / sidestep / block them. For me, everything just kind of looks samey, so this is going to be a character that I have to hop into the lab with. I'm not going to spend time going over this set. I just get washed, and it is what it is. Day 2 was full of ups and downs. I had some matches that I felt like I won very one-sided, and then some losses that I felt that I was just getting washed. And it feels like that is the Tekken 8 ranked experience, for me at least, as someone who isn't very good right now. And I'm sure that'll change with time, but as my game plan develops and as things start to change, and as I start to run into more characters like Yoshimitsu and the Kings and all them, I feel like I'm going to learn more, and that's going to make me a better player in the long run. My biggest takeaways from starting this series so far is going to be that I throw out too many unsafe options. I need to make a game plan around that with Kazuya. I'm not utilizing jabs enough, jab mix-ups, into slaughter hook or into twin pistons, and I really need to utilize sidestepping and my down 2 cancels. That's going to be something that I think is going to get me very far. That's something I want to put time into, as well as just putting time into the lab to learn carries and corner combos, all the technical stuff. I'm going to have to sit here and spend hours doing the boring work, so that way when we hop on ranked, we can just start blowing people up. That being said, even though my Kazuya isn't the greatest thing in the world, I made it to Brawler pretty free, only losing 3 or 4 games along the way. So, sitting at a 73% win rate right now, not too shabby for the first time playing Tekken Ranked online. And as this series continues, I know that the road will get much harder and more difficult, and we're going to have to start actually going into tech. This is just, the first episode of the series, but if you found some things useful or found how I broke down matches entertaining, please leave a like, please consider subscribing. I'm going to do more of this, so I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.